Okay, everybody, this is recipe number two. This is the black olive and sun-dried tomato tapenade. Incredibly simple. A small jar of sun-dried tomatoes and oil drained, and about 14, 15 cloves of roasted garlic in the base of a food processor. You're going to pulse that and do not puree it because you want to make sure you have that consistency because this is not going to be a wet, appetizer to dip crackers and cream cheese into. You want to have it in a good consistency. After you've pulsed it, you'll have a little mixture like this. It definitely does not look as appetizing as it's going to taste. The next step is you can use whatever olives you like for this, but I really suggest black olives. And be careful with anything fancy. I would think canned, pitted, drained black olives. I use two for that amount of sun-dried tomatoes and garlic. You drain them. Don't worry if you get a little bit of water like you saw, just pour in. But for the most part, you're in good shape with that. Be careful, like I said, with like calamata. They're way too salty for this recipe. And you're going to add salt and pepper later. So if you do, you got to be careful. You're going to add about a quarter of a cup of freshly grated Parmesan, and or you can exchange that if you prefer a Pecorino Romano cheese right into there as well, and pulse that with the olives because again the cheese can be broken up. It doesn't have to be pureed. Nothing has to be pureed, and that's why you want to be very careful. The olives take less time than the sun-dried tomatoes to really chop up, so you want to be careful with that. After you have that mixture, you're going to add less than a quarter cup of light olive oil, and you're just going to pulse it again until you see the inside of coming off the walls of the food processor, and you see it come together as more of a unified mixture of all the different ingredients. Okay, we're almost done. This is what your mixture will look like. You're going to add, you can see I already put the pepper in there. You're going to want to add a little bit of salt to that as well. And again, err on the side of caution when it comes to salt. You're going to want to go light for the most part because you can always add more. Now, I'm telling you, if you insist on using those Kalamata olives, you're going to add probably no salt whatsoever. I guess, you can also be creative as long as the person you're working with is okay with it because they don't taste fishy. I would suggest that you also can try to throw in a few anchovies instead of any salt. You're going to want to add a little pepper too. I won't do that because no matter what I do, I know my wife will say it tastes fishy, even though you and I know that anchovies don't taste fishy. And essentially, all you're going to do is mix it together with a fork. Again, like the bruschetta, you're going to keep it in the fridge for at least 2 to 3 hours so that all those flavors marry, a term I like to use, but I know a lot of people make fun of me for using. And let that sit, in the fridge for at least a couple hours. Seal tight container. Couple different ways to do this. You could do, if you're having, I would say 5 to 10 people, you could do a whole bar, 8 ounce bar of cream cheese. I like to press it down in the middle a little bit so that you can put more tapenade on it. But you basically just dump the tapenade right on it, serve it with crackers, serve it with celery sticks, serve it with carrot sticks. Believe me, it's not necessarily the most attractive dish, but it tastes superb. And I know a lot of people who don't love black olives but enjoy the flavors of this. You get salty, you get tomatoey, and you get that sun-dried taste that I personally think is delicious. Or if you take your bar of cream cheese and put it in the freezer for a few minutes and firm it up, you can take it out in the rectangle that it's in. You can cut little slices like you'll see as I'm going to do. You can take 2 or 3 little slices of it and you can use a nice amount of tapenade in between each slice and then on top and served with crackers around as you see here. I hope you enjoy, everybody. This is a great, great appetizer. Coming soon will be the roasted stuffed long hots with different cheeses and prosciutto. You're going to love it. I hope you enjoyed my video. Have a great